Hello everybody and welcome back to the JRPG Report. This is episode 233. My name is Dalton Suter and let's just get right into it because this week we have an absolute metric ton of news to get into. Between the Sony State of Play, the Nintendo Direct, and Tokyo Game Show, which is still going on as I'm recording this, there is a ton of stuff out, so let's roll into it. The next wave of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC has been announced. Courtesy of the latest Nintendo Direct broadcast, Monolith announced a new playable hero for Wave 2 of the Expansion Pass DLC. The new hero is apparently mechanical, and her name is Ino. Ino is a new playable hero character who appears to be some kind of android or cyborg. Her body is made of unusual materials with exposed joints and mechanical parts. Ino arrives with her own quest in the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Wave 2 DLC. Completing her quest adds her to the roster of deployable heroes and adds options to your party's lineup. Ino is listed as a Nipponic champion in the Defender type. In addition to Ino, the next expansion pass will also add challenge battles. Players will be able to take on tough enemies in consecutive battles. Their reward will be exclusive accessories and cosmetic outfits. Some of the outfits include swimwear for the main party and powerful accessories to use in your loadout. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is on Nintendo Switch, and the Wave 2 DLC launches on October 13th, 2022 as part of the expansion pass. Besides the two existing waves, 2 more waves are set to release through the end of 2023. Up next, Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered will launch for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Switch, PC via Steam, iOS, and Android on December 1st, announced by Square Enix. The original Romancing Saga Minstrel Song included many of the Saga series' trademark elements, such as the glimmer and the combo mechanics, and was considered to be the epitome of the series when it first released. The free scenario system lets you create your own storyline remains at the core of the game, letting you select one of 8 protagonists with completely different origins and backstories, and then set off on a unique journey. This remastered edition has evolved in all areas, featuring upgraded HD graphics and numerous enhancements to improve playability. This makes it highly recommended for both fans of the original and newcomers to the Saga series. It's a story overview for you if you're not familiar with this game. The gods created man, and man created stories. The primordial creator, Marda, brought forth the lands of Mardius. In ages past, a mighty battle rocked this land, where Elor, the king of the gods, fought 3 malicious deities, Death, Sarwin, and Sriracha. Man, I tried to get through that. Shirach. After a long and drawn-out struggle, Death and Shirach were sealed away and rendered powerless, with the final deity Sarwin also trapped through the power of Fate Stones and the noble sacrifice of the hero Mirsa. Now, 1,000 years have passed since the Titanic battle. The Fate Stones lie scattered across the world, and the gods of evil are resurgent once more. 8 heroes set off on their own journeys, as if guided by the hand of fate. What tales await will these adventurers weave across the vast tapestry of Mardius? You are the only one who can decide. So in addition to the full HD graphical upgrade, there have been various new features to expand the gameplay. The sorceress Aldora can now be recruited. Fan favorite Shelly and finally can join your adventures, and characters such as Marina, Monica, and Flamar can now also be recruited. Several bosses now appear as super powerful enhanced versions, take on these terrifying adversaries to a new arrangement of the battle music score, and various new features have been added to make your play experience even more convenient, such as a high speed mode, mini-maps, and a new game plus option that lets you carry over progress when you play through the game again. New classes to expand the breadth of gameplay, and more. So keep an eye out for that December 1st. So the Nintendo Switch seems to be the system of choice for Marvelous's Rune Factory series, as the console will get 2 more games in the series. During today's Nintendo Direct, Marvelous and Nintendo announced a remaster of Rune Factory 3 titled Rune Factory 3 Special will release on the Switch in 2023. In addition, a new game in the Rune Factory series was also announced, with more details on it to come out in the future. So I thought that was pretty cool. So if you're a fan of Rune Factory 3, then hey, you'll be getting a new way to play it here coming up soon. So keep your eyes out for that. Marvelous also has announced Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life for the Switch. It will launch on January 26, 2023 in Japan for 5,478 yen, and in the summer 2023 in the West via publisher Xseed Games in Marvelous Europe. The game is a remake of Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life, which was first released for the GameCube on September 12, 2003, followed by PlayStation 2 on November 11, 2004. Put down your roots on your new farm in the peaceful town of Forgotten Valley and tell your own generation-spanning tale and story of seasons of wonderful life. Bring to life the land, find love among the town's friendly folk, and make lasting memories with family of your very own in this reimagining of a beloved farm sim. Whether it's your first story of seasons adventure or you're returning to the Forgotten Valley, a wonderful life awaits you. So keep your eyes out for that. I know, like, I'm a big fan of like those farming sim life RPG type games. I adore them. I can't wait. And this next one is, so I've heard enough people argue over this being a JRPG, action JRPG, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to include it. I don't necessarily consider it one, but the people who do are definitely out there and vocal. So the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild now has an official title, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Following a delay in March, it also has an official release date, May 12th, 2023. Nintendo dropped the latest trailer for the next mainline Zelda game during its Nintendo Direct broadcast on September 13th, 2022. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom follows after the conclusion of Breath of the Wild. It opens with shots of ancient artwork depicting a figure that appears to be Princess Zelda. Then it transitions to Link skydiving out of the temple floating in the sky. A montage of scenes showing Link climbing, wearing new equipment, and using the environment as shown before cutting back to his landing on the like some sort of flying platform. Floating islands and structures appear to be a major element of both gameplay and environment in the new game, which takes place on the same map of Hyrule from Breath of the Wild. It's not quite the same, though, as large portions of the map and entirely new areas can be found hovering in the sky. Nintendo also has launched an official site for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but other than some new key art and a link to the trailer, there's no other information as of yet. But we can expect more will be added as its launch day approaches, which that launch day, again, is May 12th, 2023. And Nintendo, with another just solid announcement, Nintendo has announced Fire Emblem Engage for Switch. It will launch on January 20th, 2023, worldwide. It's the day before my birthday. Hey! In a war against the Fell Dragon, 4 kingdoms work together with heroes from other worlds to seal away this great evil. 1,000 years later, the seal has weakened, and the Fell Dragon is about to reawaken. As a divine dragon, use rich strategies and robust customization to meet your destiny, to collect emblem rings and bring peace back to the continent of Elios. Summon valiant heroes like Marth and Celica with the power of the emblem rings and add their power to yours in this brand new Fire Emblem story. Aside from it merging appearances, engaging lets you inherit weapons, skills, and more from these battle-tested legends. The turn-based tactical battle system returns with a fresh cast of characters you can customize and engage to carefully craft your strategy. So keep your eyes out for more information about that new Fire Emblem. I absolutely adored Three Houses, so I'm looking forward to it. So City Connection has announced Wizman's World Retry, a remastered version of the Lancarse-developed RPG originally released for DS by Jalico in 2010. It will launch for unannounced platforms in 2023. Wizman's World Retry will be playable at the City Connection booth at the Tokyo Game Show, which will run from September 15th to September 18th. And here's a little overview of this game. So this is a remaster of Jalico's RPG Wizman's World, released in 2010 on the Nintendo DS, now in HD and a 16:9 screen ratio. In order to restore the world, a young amnesiac sorcerer goes on an adventure. On his journey, he befriends 3 homonucleus girls. They can change their appearances and their abilities via a training system called Anima Fusion, which requires to collect and fuse the souls of the monsters that you fight. The more you progress in the story, the more the maps change and become lively. As a Japanese RPG, your goal is to fight enemies and find the best strategy with your skills and combo attacks. The warm pixel art graphics, the user interface, and everything has been remade, and new background music has been composed for this new title. Plus, the instrumental unit Soli will be in charge of the main theme. This is a new experience in a beautiful world. So that sounds cool. I never got around to playing many DS games. I didn't have one until way later, so I'll have to give that a shot. So Aqua Plus announced it has delayed the launch of its upcoming Utawareru Mano. I think that's how you... I am bad at pronouncing things, especially with how late it is right now at night. Anyways, the Utawareru Mano RPG Monochrome Mobius Rights and Wrongs Forgotten. That's a mouthful. The game will release on November 17th, 2022, just short of a month after its previously intended launch date. This is the second time Aqua Plus has delayed the game, previously announcing a 1-month delay back in July 2022. The company apologized to fans, explaining that its most recent delay was due to an outbreak of COVID-19 coronavirus within the development team. Aqua Plus added that, while the development progress was in its final stages, it has decided to delay the schedule out of concern for the health of affected staff members. Furthermore, publisher Shirobune noted that all infected staff members have already recovered and that development is back on track for the new release date. Monochrome Mobius Rights and Wrongs Forgotten is the latest upcoming video game in the Utawari Rumano franchise. It will be a prequel to that Mask of Deception game and feature Oshtar as the central protagonist. Unlike previous games, it will be a traditional JRPG and feature field exploration as well as turn-based battles. Furthermore, the game will also appear at the HappyNet booth at this year's Tokyo Game Show. So it will release for Steam, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5 November 17th, 2022. So Atlas has announced the Western Game Editions and opened pre-orders for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Switch, and PC versions of Persona 5 Royal. The game will be available in the following editions. Physical launch edition for consoles only, of course, because no one loves PC physicals anymore because they hate people like me. You get the base game and over 40 items of previously released downloaded content and a premium steel bookcase. The digital edition, which is also $59.99. Base game and over 40 items of previously released downloadable content. Now, here's something I've always wondered. Why aren't digital editions cheaper? Because they don't have to produce the case, the premium, the steel bookcase, the manual, if they even do that stuff anymore. Like, I feel like the digital edition should be like $10 cheaper. That's just me, though. And then you can also get the physical One More edition for $119.99. This is a Shop Atlas exclusive, and again, for consoles only. It comes with the base game and over 40 items of previously released downloadable content, the premium steel bookcase, a treasure chest-inspired packaging, Le Grimoire art frame, Phantom Thieves art prints, Akeshi's briefcase bag, and Arcana tarot card deck. Digital pre-orders are live for all of those systems, and the PC version is available for wishlisting on Steam. Persona 5 Royal is due out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam and Microsoft Store, which is a big mistake. Don't release anything on the Microsoft Store. That thing is a hot pile of garbo. On October 21st worldwide, it will also be available via the Xbox Game Pass. It is currently available for PlayStation 4. So Action RPG Infinity Strash, Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai, will launch for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC via Steam as a simultaneous global release. Publisher Square Enix and developer game studio Kai Graphics have announced. A release date was not announced, but Square Enix will premiere gameplay details and a first look at the Temple of Recollection. That's probably the Temple of Recollection, actually, and Memento Bonds during Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai Game Project Tokyo Game Show 2022 Tremendous Edition. Live stream. Oh, that was a mouthful. On September 18th at 12:45 JST, which you will be able to watch on YouTube. So keep your eyes out for that. More Dragon Quest goodness. And speaking of Dragon Quest, Square Enix has revealed a new Tokyo Game Show 2022 trailer for Dragon Quest Treasures. The trailer shows some of the opening scenes to the game, along with more footage of the siblings Eric and Mia exploring the land with their monster as allies seeking treasure. Mia wakes up Eric from the top level of a bunk bed at the start. The two equip themselves and use their useful tools and befriend the spirit guides Persula and Porsus before their treasure hunting adventure starts. Several regions are shown, including a grassy field, a place surrounded by lava, a sandy desert, and a snowy region. As shared before, Eric and Mia can use their monsters to traverse the land in Dragon Quest Treasures. They can glide or ride atop the backs of certain ones, and more. A few clips of battle surfaces as well, where Eric using a slingshot to deal damage to his foes as other friendly monsters assist in dealing damage. Friendly killing machine monsters fire off its special attack as well. After a few instances of Eric and Mia successfully finding treasure in the trailer, there is a dedicated cutscene where Mia and Eric speaks to other friendly monsters to pep them up in their quest. New footage of what seems to be their antagonists are shown too, including a purple skeleton pirate. Dragon Quest Treasures will release for the Nintendo Switch December 9th. So Bandai Namco has announced Tales of Symphonia Remastered for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. It will launch early 2023 worldwide. Pre-orders for the game's Chosen Edition, which includes the base game, a commemorative metal case, exclusive art, are available right now at Bandai Namco Store. According to the Japanese official website, all 3 versions of the game will run at 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second. The Switch version will run in 720p resolution in tabletop and handheld modes. In table and handheld modes. I think if it's docked, it'll run in 1080p. So Tales of Symphonia Remastered is set in the world of Sylvarin, a dying land in dire need of a constant source of mana, where the legend dictates that a chosen one will appear to regenerate and restore the world. Players will follow the adventures of Lloyd Irving and his friends as they embark on a worldwide adventure filled with unforgettable characters and an emotionally charged storyline that still resonates with fans. Tales of Symphonia Remastered will feature inspired anime cutscenes, endearing characters, and a unique art style originally designed by renowned artist Kosuke Fujishima in stunning detail. In the game, players explore the world of Sylvarin and take on powerful foes as they try to bring it back from the brink of extinction. Classic JRPG gameplay puts hundreds of attacks and magic combinations at the player's fingertips in real-time battles, and Tales of Symphonia Remastered will also feature couch co-op local multiplayer for up to 3 additional players. Here's a quote from them. Our goal with Tales of Symphonia Remastered is to introduce this beloved entry in the series to a whole new generation of fans, said Bandai Namco Entertainment America's brand manager, Summer Nguyen, in a press release. And we're aiming to deliver an experience that's true to the original, yet engaging to a whole new audience of players, with enhancements that update the game visually and add new gameplay enhancements. So be keeping your eyes out for that. I have the original on Steam, but I will gladly get the remastered. Just if there's updates and stuff, that's always cool with me. So for our PC playing listeners, the PC version of Square Enix's Triangle Strategy is now available for pre-order via Steam. It will be on a discounted price until October 13th, 2022, which is when it comes out. The trailer for the game mostly shows off the characters and the story, as well as how the game looks. At almost 4 minutes long, the trailer is a combination of voice dialogue and portraits of the characters. It also shows off some of the special attack animations for moves like Glacial Moon. The song that plays is Song of Triangle Strategy by Akira Shinju, and Shinju previously worked on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Valvrave the Liberator, and Tales of Vesperia the First Strike. He's also the main composer of the game. Triangle Strategy uses pixel art sprites in a 3D environment, giving the game a retro feel. It is turn-based tactical RPG set in Norzella, 30 years after the Saltirian War. It is called that because the war kicked off from a scarcity of salt and iron. Oh, I guess it would be the Salt-Iron War, not Saltirian. However, a new conflict has arisen, and key political figures from 3 countries in Norzella, Glenbrook, Aesfrost, and Hyzanti, must work together to solve it. Triangle Strategy is readily available worldwide on the Nintendo Switch, and the Windows PC version will come out October 13th, 2022. Speaking of Bandai Namco, a bit earlier, Bandai Namco's moved the release date of One Piece Odyssey back a bit. Originally slated for release within 2022, Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates will land on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S on January 12th, 2023. The PC edition pulls into the port a day later, on January 13th. The One Piece Odyssey release trailer teases the story of Waford, the legendary island that Straw Hats are shipwrecked on. They meet a mysterious girl named Lim, who, wary of their status as pirates, somehow steals and scatters the crew's considerable power. The crew have their powers sealed away behind mysterious cube artifacts and will need to scour Waford for their cubes to see them returned. Lim also takes them to a, quote, special place that allows them to visit, quote, the world of their memories, prompting a vision of Princess Vivi and the kingdom of Alabasta. Alabasta was the site of the Alabasta story arc and one of the Straw Hat Pirates' most important adventures in getting the crew together as well. The Tokyo Game Show 2022 special program also detailed some of the bonuses coming out with purchases of One Piece Odyssey before release date. Pre-orders of the game will receive a set of cosmetic outfits for the crew that recall their first pre-time skip character designs. Pre-orders also get 10 Energy Apple items, 10 Excite Apple items, and 3 Golden Jelly items. A digital deluxe edition of the game will also be sold, which will include 2 petite jewelry accessories, a Sniper King outfit for Usopp, 100,000 berries, and the Adventure expansion pack and upcoming DLC. One Piece Odyssey launches for PS4, PS5, Xbox X and S on January 12th, 2023, and on PC January 13th. So the Xbox stream at the Tokyo Game Show 2022 revealed many Japanese games that will be newly available on the Xbox consoles, but perhaps the most notable ones on the list are the Ni no Kuni series. Level 5 and Bandai Namco chimed in on the stream and revealed that Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered is instantly available on Xbox One and Xbox Series X, as well as Xbox Game Pass. These companies are also preparing the Xbox ports of Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, which will show up later in 2023. For the record, the inaugural Ni no Kuni entry originally appeared as Ni no Kuni Dominion of the Dark Djinn for Nintendo DS in December 2010 in Japan. The home console version of the game changed the name to Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, as it appeared on the PlayStation 3 in November 2011 in Japan and January 2013 in the West. Bandai Namco and Level 5 later released a remaster of the title for PlayStation 4 and PC in September 2019, while also publishing a Nintendo Switch port at the same time. The PS4 and PC also received Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom first in March 2018. The sequel would later receive a Nintendo Switch port in September 2021. Both games were not slated to come to Xbox consoles prior to today's announcement. So that's pretty cool for the Xbox players out there. You guys can get yourself some Ni no Kuni now. So fans looking forward to the Star Ocean The Divine Force will be able to give the game a try next week. Square Enix announced that a Star Ocean The Divine Force demo version will launch on September 20th, 2022. It'll launch roughly at midnight, quote-unquote, local time, depending on your region. The demo will be available on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. The content of the Divine Force demo is expected to last about 2 hours, from the beginning of Raymond's story until the point where the party reaches a place called the Delric Village. It's said to match up roughly with the live gameplay demonstration shown at the Star Ocean Special Program from the Tokyo Game Show. The program also debuted a new trailer for the game. It features the theme song, Pandora, by singer Hyde, who had a video message for fans. The new trailer lays out the premise of the Divine Force and its demo. The game will once again feature a narrative that blends sci-fi and fantasy. This time it features dual protagonists, Raymond, captain of a trade ship that lands on an underdeveloped planet, and Leticia, the princess of the kingdom of that planet. The combat system will emphasize high-speed action and exploration enhanced by the ability to float in the air and fly around the areas to explore freely. Star Ocean The Divine Force launches October 27th, 2022 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So a new day, or a new life, a new day life, has dawned on players who don't have Apple Arcade subscriptions. Various Day Life, the Square Enix published RPG from Team Asano, which helped produce Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy, and Bravely Default, is now available on Nintendo Switch and PC. The PS4 edition of the game launches September 16th, 2022, so as of recording, it came out today. Originally launched in 2019, Various Day Life was previously an Apple Arcade exclusive title. In keeping with its title, Various Day Life blends the rigors of JRPG combat and exploration with the daily routine of a racing-style life sim game. Players take up the roles of fledgling colonists on the untamed continent of Antoisia. They can spend their time pushing through the wilderness and pioneering through dangerous territory. And when not adventuring, they'll take up jobs to raise money, improve the team's attributes, foster relationships, and earn equipment. Jobs drain stamina and mood, and managing these resources while leaving something in the tank for the next adventure is part of the engaging grind. Success can be unlocked by gaining new abilities, jobs, and combat classes, which can be used to take on new and more rewarding types of work. Various Day Life is available on Apple Arcade for iOS, the Nintendo Switch eShop, and PC via Steam right now. It will cost $28.99 USD, and it will come out for PS4 September 16th, 2022, presumably for the same price. The year's end will be a busy time for fans of Final Fantasy VII. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion had its release date confirmed by Square Enix in the latest trailer for the game. It comes out December 13th, 2022. Though the launch date trailer first debuted during Tuesday's Nintendo Direct, the confirmed Crisis Core Reunion release date applies to the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC editions as well. Crisis Core Reunion is based on Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, which first released in 2007 on the PlayStation Portable. It was a prequel of sorts to Final Fantasy VII, focused on the adventures of Zack Fair, a young member of Soldier who plays a key role in the backstory of Final Fantasy VII protagonist Cloud Strife. Crisis Core helped flesh out the larger setting of Final Fantasy VII, detailing the workings of Shinra's private army and introducing characters like Genesis and Angeal to the Final Fantasy VII setting. A post on Square Enix's blog detailed more about Crisis Core Reunion, its characters, and the combat system. The battle system is called DMW, Digital Mindwave, a slot machine-like system which triggers random effects ranging from powerful buffs to character-specific limit breaks to summons that dominate the field. Characters can equip materia to unlock spells and abilities, as well as gain stat boosts. And Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion releases for the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC December 13th, 2022. Rolling right along, the game once known as Project Eve has a new name and debuted anew at Tuesday's State of Play as Stellar Blade. Developer Shift Up has been working on the title, which features work from artist Hyung Tae Kim, character designer for Magna Carta, Blade and Soul, and Destiny Child. It'll launch under the aegis of Sony Interactive Entertainment for PS5 in 2023. The trailer that they showed clocked in at just under 3 minutes, and it shows the first look at the game since September 2021. It features gameplay and cinematic footage and a Korean language voiceover. In a post to PlayStation blog, Kim outlined the story. Protagonist Eve lands on the surface of an uninhabitable Earth to reclaim its hostile environs for humanity. They meet with a survivor named Adam and go to the last surviving city on the planet, Xion, or it might be Zion. She forms relationships with her comrades as they struggle to rebuild the city and retake the planet from an alien species called the NA:*Tiv, so the native. Players will be able to make decisions on how or whether to help the survivors, which in turn will influence the story. The character action gameplay of Stellar Blade pits Eve against massive bosses, challenging players to input precise timing to deflect attacks and carry out devastating combos. Eve can use a combination of melee and ranged weapons, and her beta skills and burst skills will help even the odds against the powerful foes. Keep your eyes out for that. So Guangzhou Tianwen Kadokawa Animation and the Comics has announced a remake of RPG Maker 2000 title Ruina, Fairy Tale of the Forgotten Ruins for PC. It will support English, Japanese, and Chinese, traditional and simplified, language options, and a release date was not announced yet. But Ruina, Fairy Tale of the Forgotten Ruins was first released as a freeware title on December 24th, 2008 in Japanese, and won the grand prize in the Freem 4th annual game contest that year. In the game, players journey through a vast ruins beneath the medieval Europe-esque fantasy world. Unlike regular RPGs, the game's story develops in a choose-your-own-adventure like text-based format, and the player's decisions in puzzle solving and development play a major role, which can lead to multiple scenarios. Since the game's original release, it has been translated into various languages, and a 2-volume novelization by Kadokawa was also released in 2018. The remake will retain the charm of the original game while offering upgraded graphics, improvements to the system such as the user interface and operability, additional scenarios, and other enhancements. Development is being handled by Kadokawa's aforementioned Chinese subsidiary, Guangzhou Tianwen Kadokawa Animations and Comics. A trailer is currently on display at Tokyo Game Show 2022. And for those interested in playing the original freeware game, you can check out the English translation by Dinklations. So in another absolute bombshell, publisher and developer Square Enix and developer Acquire have announced Octopath Traveler 2 for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC via Steam. It will launch on February 24th, 2023, worldwide. The story takes place in Solistia, a land comprising an eastern and western continent divided by the sea. It is a bustling era, wherein large vessels navigate the busy sea routes and the power of steam gives birth to new technologies. Some people thrill to the glamorous stars of the stage and industry, while others are brought to tears by war, plague, and poverty. In this faraway realm, 8 travelers hailing from different regions venture forth for their own reasons. Step into their shoes and explore the land as you see fit, using their unique talents to aid you along your journey. Embark on an adventure all your own. So some of the key features from the game. Excuse me if you hear me clearing my throat on mic. I'm having some throat issues today. Begin your adventures as one of 8 new travelers, each with their own origins, motivations, and unique skills. The series' HD 2D graphics, a fusion of retro pixel art and 3D CG, have reached even greater heights. The story takes place in Solistia, where diverse cultures thrive from east to west and the industries of a new era flourish. You can sail the seas and explore every corner of a world that changes from day to night. Each traveler has a unique set of path actions they can use to battle townspeople, obtain items, and take others along in their travels, and more. Where will you go? What will you do? Every path is yours to take. Familiar mechanics from the original game have been preserved, like the freedom to develop your traveler's jobs and skills, as well as the break and boost systems that made battles so exhilarating. And new mechanics have also been added. So this game is a brand new entry in the Octopath Traveler series, with the first installment which initially released in 2018 and sold over 3 million copies worldwide. Begin your adventure... Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. They're just repeating the same thing they just typed. Shame on you, Gamatsu. Shame. Okay, but I can give you the character names, though. They at least got that down. So the characters that they introduced were Hikari, the warrior, Agnia, the dancer, Partitio, the merchant, Oswald, the scholar, Throne, the thief, Temenos, the cleric, Oshet, the hunter, Casti, the apothecary. So keep an eye out for more information about Octopath Traveler 2 coming out. I'm stoked for it. I really, really enjoyed the first Octopath Traveler, so fingers crossed that this one's just as awesome. I know some people said that the original one was a little long in the tooth. That doesn't bother me. I like long games. I like long podcasts. I like long shows and movies. It doesn't bother me. Up next, one that made me very, very happy, as you all know. Idea Factory International has released an English gameplay overview trailer for Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters, the newest Neptunia spin-off that was released in Japan this past April. The new trailer can be found below, which I did retweet this, showing outfits, combat, and the new characters Higurashi and Shanghai Alice, and more. Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters is set to release in early 2023 in North America and Europe for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC via Steam. So, an overview of the trailer is just, it says, we are excited to announce a new gameplay overview trailer for the upcoming Neptunia spin-off, Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters. The trailer briefly showcases the goddess candidates and as the main stars of this Neptunia release. And with 2 new members, Higurashi and Shanghai Alice, they band together with Nepgear and friends as they set out to save game industry once again. So I'm stoked. I can't wait. I love those games. I love everything about them. So you guys know, like I said, you know me. So another bombshell that came out in this last week, following the Nintendo Direct broadcast that took place on September 13th, 2022, Koei Tecmo has opened up a website for Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key. This title is in commemoration of Atelier's series' 25th anniversary, and there is also an announcement trailer that is just about over 2 minutes long. The trailer showcases the story, characters, gameplay, and the theme song for Atelier Ryza 3. You can watch this trailer. I did retweet this. You can go over to the JRPG Report at JRPG Report on Twitter. Ryza will be able to traverse the 4 regions and open world map in multiple ways, such as on a mount. The trailer also shows off 4 characters who will be Ryza's new party members in this game. Their silhouettes are visible on the Atelier Ryza 3 website's character section. More information on who they are will likely appear in the near future. It takes place after Atelier Ryza 2 and is Ryza's final summer adventure. This game will likely conclude Ryza's story. The game will have connected maps and no loading times when the player moves from area to area. There will also be a total of 11 party members. Right now, the only characters on the website other than Ryza are Claudia, Lent, and Tao. An early purchase bonus that will come with the game is a quote-unquote summer look costume set, and it will contain 7 costumes and will be available for the first 2 weeks after Ryza 3 comes out. Those who miss out on this may get a chance to purchase them later. Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End, and the Secret Key will come out on the PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Windows PC via Steam, February 24th, 2023. And moving right along, Nippon Ichi Software has released new information and screenshots for Disgaea 7, introducing the game's system and classes. The story of Disgaea 7 is set in Japan's style netherworld called Hinamoto Netherworld Cluster, which has been taken away its Bushido and is in shambles in the hands of a demon admiral opener. The odd duo of Eon samurai named Fuji and a Hinamoto otaku girl named Piririka set out on a journey spanning all of Hinamoto to obtain the legendary weapons known as the 7 Blades of Origin in order to defeat the corrupt Oedo Shogunate. Can Fuji, Piririka, and oddballs they meet along the way regain the honor of Hinamoto once more? And they also shared some pictures, like some screens of some characters. So the story progresses by forming an army with unique allies that you meet on your journey, training them and going on quests to various locations in the netherworld. Other than the main characters, Fuji and Piririka, swordsmen who specialize in sword combat, mages who specialize in magic, and other generic characters will be available for you to create and edit and add to your party. Systems that enable you to freely develop your character like weapons, item world, and demonic intelligence a feature used for side activities, and many of Disgaea's other signature features are also back. Enjoy creating characters and armies of your own concept, and battles where damage numbers will go into the tens of millions. The 7 weapon types will let you unlock powerful weapon-specific skills by continuing to use them. Situations where weapon skills are most effective differ by types, such as swords having a wide range of attacks and axes having the strongest melee attacks against a single target. Train your army wisely with which character to be able to use which weapon. From borrowed muscles and amulets filled with memories, Disgaea has many crazy items. Disgaea has a variety of equipable items other than weapons. Each equipable item is unique and boosts your stats depending on what type it is. If you feel frail and need an HP boost, try equipping muscles. When you want to travel great distances, equip shoes. Equipped each character different items according to their traits. And if you would like to read more about Disgaea 7, I did retweet this entire article. It goes on and on and on for a while with lots of information. But Disgaea 7 is due out for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Switch on January 26, 2023 in Japan. So it looks like the Yakuza franchise is officially getting renamed outside of Japan. The sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon, aka Ryugagotoku 7, has officially received the title Like a Dragon 8. This brings it in line with the actual Japanese title of the franchise, as well as its numbering conventions. Sega and developer RGG Studio announced the change and the game officially at the RGG Summit livestream on September 14th, 2022. The game is still a long way from completion. Staff on stage said that the recording of voice lines hasn't even begun yet. Its current release window is set for 2024. The Like a Dragon 8 announcement trailer opens up with Kamurocho's now iconic gateway as Yakuza Like a Dragon protagonist Ichiban Kasuga walks towards the camera. Voice lines from characters in the gameplay over the footage, and Ichiban is joined by a second figure. It turns out to be Kazuma Kiryu himself, though now sporting a much different silver-dyed head of hair. The team said the reason for the makeover is a secret for now. The two will be played by their respective voice actors, with Kazuhiro Nakaya returning as Ichiban and Takaya Kuroda as Kiryu. During the RGG Summit presentation, the development team mentioned that Like a Dragon 8 will feature 2 protagonists, Ichiban and Kiryu. They likened it to the story of Yakuza 0, where both Majima and Kiryu had equal parts to play in the narrative. It'll be more complicated than that, though, said RGG Studio executive producer Masayoshi Yokoyama. The game will also be the largest Like a Dragon game to date. Like a Dragon 8 is in development for the PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. It is a 2024 release window, and the previous game is currently available on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC. And continuing with more news from that particular summit, Kazuma Kiryu just can't get away from the life, it seems. RGG Studios has announced a new game with him as the sinner during its RGG Summit livestream. Called Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. It tells the story of Kiryu's mindset following the events of Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. The game was supposed to be an end to Kiryu's saga, but it seems that Life and game developers had other plans. Like a Dragon Gaiden may also explain why Kiryu is present in Like a Dragon 8, and possibly why he looks the way he does in the game's announcement trailer. The trailer opens Daidoji Temple, where a man who used to be Kazuma Kiryu meditates in the summer heat. He's approached by a Buddhist monk and rapped on the shoulder with a kaisuko, the wake-up stick in the Zen meditation. He's chastised for his remaining attachments, even though he's taken the Buddhist name Joryu in an attempt to leave the world behind. But things just happen so much, and the man who erased his name, codenamed Joryu, still has a job to do. According to discussion at RGG Summit, Like a Dragon Gaiden won't be as large as the full-scale Like a Dragon Yakuza game. The team estimates it'll be about half the size and be focused more on narrative. It takes place between Like a Dragon 6 and Like a Dragon 8, so it acts as sort of a prequel for Kiryu's role in the next main game. Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name is in development with a 2023 release window. It'll launch on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC. And our final story of the week is also from the RGG Summit. So during the RGG Summit at Tokyo Game Show 2022, Sega showed off the ambush trailer for Like a Dragon Ishin. At well over 5 minutes long, the trailer shows off the story and how familiar Kamurocho characters look like in their 1860s Japan. This is a remake of the 2014 original and uses the Unreal Engine. This is not a game in the Yakuza or Like a Dragon main continuity. Rather, It is a separate story based on the real Bakumatsu era, with Yakuza characters appearing instead as key historical figures. While Soji Okita and Shinpachi Nagakura may look and act like Majima and Saejima, respectively, they are their own characters. You will not be playing as Kiryu, but as Ryoma Sakamoto, who just happens to look exactly like Kiryu somehow. Some characters will look different in Like a Dragon Ishin compared to the original. For example, Katsuo Rintaro's counterpart will be Masato Arakawa from Yakuza Like a Dragon, whereas he looked like Minoru Aoyama before. As Shunsuke Daito's Shigeki Baba was the counterpart of Like a Dragon Ishin's Todo Hisuke, this change may have something to do with certain actors' contracts or availabilities. In Like a Dragon Ishin, you will be able to fight with your sword, your guns, or your fists. There is also a combat style where Ryoma wields both his sword and his gun at the same time. Heat actions also make a return. Like a Dragon Ishin will come out in February 2023 for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Windows PC. Like a Dragon 8 and Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, are also in development. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the end. Like I said, we had a bunch of news this week. But I could not wait to come on here and get it all out to you, because I know we've all been patiently waiting for some good JRPG goodness, and we got a lot of JRPG goodness this week. So thank you for listening in. If you would like to find us on social media, you can find the show at facebook.com/JRPG Report. You can also find us over on Twitter at JRPG Report. And if you would like to become a patron and support the show, it would really mean a lot. You can go to patreon.com/JRPG Report and be like one of these wonderful people: Kim C., Jake W., Jordan K., Kularian, Taylor F., and Master Loot. Thank you all very much. It means the world that you guys support the show, financially. It helps me out a lot when, bill time rolls around, for sure. Also, if you would like to hear more of my voice, you can catch me bi-weekly on the Steam Machine podcast, where in our next episode, our buddy Willie on the show, one of my co-hosts, it was his choice, and he chose Trails in the Sky First Chapter, because he and Nate didn't get a chance to play it last time that we did it for the show, and I did that episode with James, formerly of the JRPG Report. So it'll be cool to get their opinions on it, man. So I'm happy to do that, because I'm extremely ready to get into playing Trails in the Sky Second Chapter after the ending of First Chapter, but I want them to play along with me, so I'm hoping that they can get around to beating it, or at least get close to it. In any case, I am going to bid you all a farewell. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a rest of the week until I talk to you again. And do me a solid. Get back out there and level up.